The city of Velthar burned quietly beneath a silken dusk. Its crystalline towers lay fractured, shimmering in violet twilight like glass shards across a war-torn field. Plasma scorches marred once pristine monuments and the royal banners of the Zoltari Empire fluttered in tatters. Yet somewhere amid the rubble, something still lives, something that once giggled in royal gardens and danced beneath 3 moons. Her name was Princess Arisha, 8 solar cycles old. Missing for 7 days dotting now. Bound Dock Sergeant Damon Voss stood at the threshold of the Queen's chamber, armor cracked, blood his and others drying on its plating. In his arms she slept. The child. Alien, yes. Silver skin with delicate facial fins and wide amethyst eyes. But just a child. The Queen, Shiranali of House Elenthra, ruler of over 100 systems, dropped to her knees. Ari? Her voice trembled. Arisha. The child stirred. Mom? Then stronger. Mom, I'm home. He saved me, the human. The little girl sprang from Voss's arms and collided into her mother's embrace. The Queen wept not with grace, but with unrelenting relief, clutching her daughter as if afraid the war would steal her again. Behind them, Voss stayed silent, eyes scanning the room, instincts still running hot. You didn't belong in this palace? Not in a place of velvet walls and floating chandeliers. He belonged in dirt and blood, out there with the dead. But here he stood because he had made a promise. 7 days earlier, the Queen had issued a galaxy-wide bounty for her daughter. Alive only. Most mercs saw it as a suicide mission. The Threlic insurgents who'd taken the child didn't keep prisoners for long. But humans? They had a nasty habit of not giving up. Damon Voss had once pulled a wounded soldier 20 clicks through acid rain, just to keep a promise to a dying father. Saving an alien child? It wasn't a mission, it was another oath. He found her buried beneath a collapsed mining outpost, shackled, dehydrated, and terrified. The insurgents didn't expect him to come through the ventilation ducts, or blow up the fuel cells behind him as he left. He hadn't killed them all, just enough to get her out alive. The Queen stood now, regal once more, but with red-rimmed eyes. She looked at the human, this strange, stubborn creature who defied every protocol. You crossed war lines, she said. Violated ceasefires, risked execution on 3 planets. Why? Voss's answer was simple. Because she's a child. And no war justifies killing a child. The court gasped. Advisors exchanged horrified glances. One of them, a tall male, with gold tattoos, stepped forward. You speak out of turn. You will show reverence. Enough? The Queen cut in. She stepped toward Voss and looked him in the eye close now. Close enough to see that he was barely standing, pain in. His bones lungs burning. You gave me back my daughter. I gave her back her mother, Voss corrected quietly. Later, as medics tended to his injuries, Voss was given a private garden suite within the palace. You didn't ask for it. You would have slept in a cargo bay if it meant getting away from. The spotlight dot Princess Arisha visited the next morning, sneaking past guards with childlike mischief. She sat beside his cot, legs swinging. Did it hurt when they shot you? He chuckled. Yeah, but I've had worse. One time a Zirkenhound bit my arm clean off. Did it grow back? Nope. They just gave me a robotic one. Wanna see? She giggled and nodded as he showed off the shiny cybernetic joint. You're brave, she said. He gave her a tired smile. I'm just human. When Queen Shiranali visited him later that night, her face was calmer, composed. She dismissed the guards. There's an old saying in your Terran tongue, she said. To save one life is to save the world entire. Voss nodded. Heard it. I don't believe in it, though. No? No. I think saving one life is just being human. You don't do it for glory. You do it because you're supposed to. She studied him for a long moment. Then perhaps the galaxy has misjudged your kind. Days later, when the human fleet prepared for withdrawal, Voss stood quietly aboard the shuttle, helmet tucked under his arm. He expected a standard departure. No fanfare. Instead, the queen herself arrived, with Princess Arisha by her side. The entire court lined the docks. The queen stepped forward. "Sergeant Damon Voss," she said, voice echoing across the metallic. "Bay, for your courage, honor, and humanity, you are named guardian of the royal line." Gasps echoed. Voss blinked. "Is that a job?" "It is a vow," the queen said, "and an open door. Wherever you go, human our world will always remember the day you brought a child home." The shuttle lifted into orbit minutes later. Voss stood silently in the viewport, watching the blue-gold planet shrink beneath him. He didn't smile, but something in his chest, something war-hardened and scarred, felt a little less heavy.